welcome. You are listening to episode 51 of the Nearly Men Video Games podcast, coming to you from Scotland on Thursday, the 7th of November 2019. I am Paul Kaczynski, and joining me today is Mr. Colin Little.
Greetings and salutations.
And Garry Hogg-Simmons.
Hello.
We've nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men. At some point you've probably kicked our asses online.
50 times. 51 times we've done that intro. And that's the worst you've ever done.
Still can't get it right.
Still can't get it right.
It's the same as you. It's the L's.
Yeah.
The L's mess me
Just catches you.
The L's? Nah.
We
I mean, that might be his excuse, but
Yeah.
you
No,
just
we
don't
both-
have
I
to
have a
excuse.
slight speech impairment.
We both
Let's
do
just-
dark L's. I'll have you know.
Dark L's.
Go back to your actor training. Dark L's at the back of the throat.
Oh, the
act-
guttural
act-
kind of noises.
So we don't do L's like that.
What's actor training? This wasn't taught, mate. This is all
It
just
just oozing at you.
natural.
Paul is clearly the only qualified actor in the room.
Yeah, I don't. Aye, nonsense.
Yeah.
How are you, gentlemen?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
How are you getting?
I have a cold, so apologies for any
Oh.
sniffliness or Darth Vader breathing.
Darth Hogg-Simmons.
Yeah.
What's quite good? Did you don't need?
Aye.
Darth Hogg-Simmons.
It's not Dark L's, it's Darth L's you'll have to do. Yeah.
Top quality banter.
Sure. That's outrageous. That is outrageous.
Shots fired.
It's been a little while since our last episode, gentlemen.
It has been.
Due to essentially recovering sleep.
I've been asleep since it's been mental.
It has indeed. It has indeed. Before we start, let's get a little bit of housekeeping. You can get in touch with us should you so wish, and here's how.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Garry at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
Yeah, so please drop us a line. Let's, talk about anything. Let's talk about, what games are happening, or what's happening in the games industry, or escorting requests, or anything like that.
Yes.
Well, I'm obviously looking at you, Colin, being the tall, handsome one.
He's the tall one. You're right,
Actually,
but
Paul's the handsome one.
I
So
forgot. You're the young
Tallest,
one,
yeah.
tall young one. I'm the old one. You're just the wee guy in the middle, Colin.
I know it's not good.
The middle
It's not
child.
good. When Garry joined us, I lost all my interesting bits.
Yep.
oh my.
As it were. I mean, I'm still the maestro, but only that's all I have left.
You're the wit.
I'm the maestro. I'm the maestro. I'll have you know, and I've still got my fans.
Yeah, that's not one of the self titles.
I didn't appoint that.
That was a fan.
That was a fan. That was a fan that dubbed me that.
Whereas this
Have some of that.
was self-created.
Yeah, that was it. It just happened. I feel the need to give our listeners a little bit of a peek behind the. I nearly non-ironically said fans there. I feel the need to give our listeners a peek behind the curtain. We're recording a bit later than usual tonight, and as I look at my co-hosts here, it is like staring into the void. I mean, looking at these guys, you kind of expect Werner Herzog to do a sort of like voiceover describing them.
Robert Shaw telling stories. They've got dark eyes like sharks' eyes.
But yeah, so we're a wee bit tired because we were desperate to get an episode out.
Yes.
Very aware that time had got ahead, kind of crept away from us, because we'd been in recovery from Second Save Point or Save Point 10.
Yes.
Which of course we finished in October. What was it, the 12th to the 13th?
11th to 12th.
Oh, 11th
Memory
to 12th.
serves.
That's right. It was that. And it went very well. You enjoyed yourself, Paolo?
Yes, it was great, actually.
Enjoyed yourself, Garry?
enjoyed it.
Oh, I did for the time I was there. It was excellent.
You were there, half a job.
Yep.
Not
Half
even
a
half a job, like a third of a job, really. I mean, these.
I joined in the next day online
You did,
You
and
did.
you were there for the end.
and did a bunch of cracking songs.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was great how we were all there at the end.
It was good,
Oh.
wasn't it? We absolutely smashed Piano Man.
Piano Man, by the way.
Absolutely smashed.
I'm waiting on that record deal coming in.
I know.
Do you know, also you had the disadvantage of not being able to re-record your songs like I did. It's like take 4.
Do you mean to say that that's the best you could do with all those retakes?
It was 1 a.m.
Something that didn't dawn on me though was that the live stream, it was hellish on the live stream because of the type of camera we're using. We have to put a delay on the microphone.
Yep.
So there's I think it's like 125 millisecond delay, but it makes everything sound like it's a kind of Western rhythm, like dum ba da dum, because we're just that slight bit behind. So that's why I had to put the video out to prove that we're actually
on time. I wouldn't be too put off. Anybody that watched this for 24 hours knew the full horror already. We hadn't done anything worse.
My wife Janice took pictures of us. I think it must have been about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're literally like zombies.
I was going to say, what was the hardest hour?
It's almost always the sort of same time. It was a bit later than usual this time.
Well, do you know, I was about to say it is that 5 o'clock, that kind of, that where everybody's went to sleep, and everyone's just about to wake up.
And we're basically the only folk. We're the last ones standing.
But do you know, I really struggled. It was Modern Warfare, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I got dead ratty at that, didn't I?
I've never actually. So we know fine well, listeners of the podcast, we know fine well that I'm usually the grumpy one. Paul was proper toys out the pram.
I was the last standing.
Modern Warfare.
Every guy I got was last standing. But it was that, and I think Diablo, I could feel my eyes going. I was
really?
definitely kind of...
Diablo was a wee bit... I was okay actually by Diablo because it was a bit later. Minecraft, we had a lot of fun on Minecraft. It was loopy. Properly delirious.
A wee bit loopy.
Absolute nonsense. I remember talking to, I think it was Ryan Byrne, a friend of the podcast, who actually said that he loved Minecraft. He thought it was hilarious because we were just talking absolute...
It was such a happy
nonsense.
time. It was a happy time.
It was really surreal.
Building a wee house.
Can you imagine 24 hours of Minecraft?
Oh my god.
I was really worried.
That's a challenge.
It makes you wonder what you could achieve in 24 hours of Minecraft, what you could build.
And how ludicrous it would get as the time went on. Just how, because it would be perfect. It would be an OCD dream to begin with. And then just start to get a bit ratty. And
the cracks forming. Blowing each other's houses up.
It'd be great to make a sort of Age of Empires style thing where you go to the other side, build a castle, or build an empire, and then try to wage war on one another.
By the way, save point 11.
That's the choice. Anyway, so yeah, we had a great time. Our total so far, including gift aid, is £768.65.
Woo!
So a huge thank you to everybody who donated. That is, of course, a wonderful target. We're delighted with that.
Have some of that.
Have some of that, indeed. I wonder how much of that actually comes from the fact that we had to have some of that button.
Oh,
for the
12%.
I would say at least 12%. Bloody should be. We must have pressed that button about 4,000 times.
Is the button still working?
It had its own button.
Elgato had sent us that Stream Deck. By God, we were going to use it. So I'm just going to run through a quick shout out to all of our wonderful donors. So have a wee listen out and hear your name. If you didn't hear your name and you did donate, send your hate mail to Paul, because he wrote this list and I didn't check it beforehand. So here we go. A huge thank you to Joseph Hawes, James Keenan, Evelyn Riley, Jordan O'Hara, Debbie Little, Katrina Little, Karen Little, Kirsty Strain, Gavin Little, David Parker, Sadie Dixon Spain, Alistair Smith, Rebecca Bloom, David Lochran, Janice Marshall Riley, Ronnie Little, Mark Simmons, Christopher Patrick, Ryan Byrne, Hamish Robertson, Ewan Cuthbertson, Joe Keenan, Justine Manier, Coratine Lecoq, Natalie Clark, Kathy next door, that's my neighbour, Sandra McDonald, Peter Riley, Kevin Harvey, Olive and Van the Man Marshall Riley, Tom Brogan, T-Crew87, Luke Mack, Alistair Green, Lorna Mockin, Elizabeth McNamara, and Anonymous.
I love the Anonymous.
One Anonymous this year.
Is that the hacking group?
I was going to say, I think it is Anonymous.
It's not them, is it?
No, it's not them.
Oh. Disappointing.
And of course, thank you to everybody who was there chatting with us as well.
Chatting, laughing, screaming at me and Paul during Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. In particular, the highlights. Hamish Robertson came in drunk and chatted to us for about an hour and a half.
I couldn't believe I would have been unconscious.
Watching the worst Halo game he's ever seen, I think. Ryan Byrne was there.
Ryan Byrne was there.
Keeping us going.
Funnily enough, so somebody, and I won't say who it was, just to keep people's modesty, but I know of somebody who told me that their partner came in while we were playing Super Meat Boy. We were stuck on a level. They then went away to have what was described as the biggest crap in the world. I was trying to make it as nice as possible.
Yeah.
Came back and we were still on the same level.
I remember exactly what that was because I woke up to you playing that and was just like, I would have thrown the control pad out the window by now.
I believe
it was the vertical corridor.
I believe it
with
was
the
in there for like
spikes.
20 minutes or something like that. It came back with me no progress at all.
I've clipped your that level on Twitch. So I think it's 8 minutes, at least 8 minutes.
Oh, it was infuriating.
It's brutal.
I can't remember. One of them was 8 minutes. It's that and the boss level that you did.
Oh man, that boss level was
one
tough.
of them was 8 minutes. I can't remember the other one. It might be longer, but.
Yeah, so thank you everybody who donated. That was wonderful, and of course, as Paul says, everyone who joined us throughout. It was an awful lot of fun.
Yeah.
We all enjoyed ourselves. We had loads of highlights. We played Battletoads. That was fun.
Battletoads
we
was
can
great
play
fun.
Battletoads, didn't we?
Yeah.
How good is Metal Slug?
Metal Slug, we
is
finished that.
cool.
That was fun.
animation is so good.
It was very pretty.
It's the one where you throw the grenades and blow guys up and all that. The sort of side scroller. It's a bit like
constantly
Battletoads.
switching control pads.
Blowing up and you get in the tank and things.
Yeah. We Army one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a lot of Rockstar games. We played The Warriors. That was quite good fun.
Warrior was alright, yeah.
Manhunt.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, very dare you. We
I
played
agree
some.
with Paul. I was a bit like, is this it?
Played some Vice City.
I suppose a lot's happened since then.
Yeah.
It was a kind of seminal game at the time, I suppose. Halo was a lot of fun.
Halo was good, yeah.
You didn't like Call of Duty. Spit the dummy a bit.
Do you know, I really did enjoy it.
You were enjoying it, but you did spit the dummy.
Because I've not played that in ages, and it was really fun.
Minecraft was great. Gang Beasts as ever was just wonderful.
Again,
That was hilarious.
I've clipped Gang Beasts. There's 2 Gang Beast clips.
There's one particular bit where Paul nearly died with laughter. It's her favourite level. That grinding
it's
level is
so
the best.
funny.
It's the best of the lot.
It's you begging for your life. That's what got me. So good.
It's just when you actually finally get sucked into that grinder, it's the most horrific thing in the world. You can't think of a worse way to go, really, can
It's
you?
horrendous.
But it's lots of fun. So thank you everyone who did donate. You can still donate at www.thenearlymen.com. Every penny will be going to the Edinburgh Children's Hospital charity. Thank you again so much, and until next year, that's that with Save Point.
Save Point done, eh?
And let's start thinking about what the hell we do
Are
next
we
year.
doing it next year?
Probably.
A few people genuinely, I may as well say this online, but a few people have genuinely said, have you ever considered missing a year because it could be fatigue, like you're doing it every year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, possibly. I just my concern is that even if we only earned, made 200 quid, it's still 200 quid for the charity.
Yeah,
I think that's
true.
what I think as well.
Yeah.
So I think we at the moment I'm a bit close to it, and I need a bit of space to even start thinking about what we do. But we'll probably just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Minecraft 24 hour, by the way.
24 hour Minecraft.
That'd
be pretty
It
epic.
would be ludicrous. I did wonder whether the real endurance of playing one game for 24 hours and how it would work.
You'd need to have breaks.
But I don't know what you would play.
You
It'd
would
need to be
have
something
breaks
that's just
for that one.
impossibly long, like Minecraft or something very open world
Never
where you're
ending.
just
Yeah.
There was a Resident Evil 3 speedrunner who did Resident Evil 3 for 24 hours, and by the end he looked like he was about to be hospitalised.
That'd be horrific.
It was like, even I don't like Resident Evil that much.
I think to be fair, playing any game for that long would be, I mean, something like Destiny or like like Red Dead Online or something like, you probably could spend 24 hours in there, but it just would be very samey after a while.
Well, that's what I was thinking. At least with Minecraft, you can mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
Minecraft's got that wonderful mix of lots of different things that you can
You
do.
can build, you can explore, you can go for the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, Minecraft you play, you sit down to play and suddenly 3 hours has disappeared.
I just think staring at the Minecraft graphics for that long would like
Cataract.
scorch your retinas.
It can't be any worse than Worms.
Worms was horrific.
Oh my gosh.
Don't the PTSD's
We
coming
were
back.
proper OG on it.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
that's enough of that.
Sorry.
So, boys, we've got a bit of an announcement. Well, it's not our announcement. It's not really an announcement at all. I've lied.
All right.
Death Stranding is out tomorrow.
It's finally here.
Ooh.
Now, I know you've been very excited with this, Gary.
Yeah, but in a kind of way, because it kind of replaced PT and Silent Hills and
A wee bit
And,
of bad taste in your mouth.
oh yeah, I kind of like, wait, so what did you come up with? But I see Norman Reedus was like, I'm glad Silent Hills bombed because this game's amazing. And I was like, Norman Reedus, shut up, you're just a film star. Angela looked a bit
It's actually
weird.
a TV star, technically.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk too much about it because the game's out tomorrow. I know Gary's really keen to play. There have been a few reviews that have come out.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem to be dividing opinion. Something awful.
All across the map. It's not just people hate it and people love it. It's everywhere.
Oh really? So it's quite.
Yeah, everywhere. Everyone's a bit like.
So yeah, it's kind of. I'm not mad. It's not really appealed to me. I believe. So Gary, you're picking up a special edition or something of it, aren't you?
I'm just picking up a disc copy, yes.
And all going to plan, we're hopefully getting a code
We'll see.
as well, which Paolo's going to take the for a sort of second opinion.
Yep.
We can have an in-depth
Which
discussion.
I'm going to play the hell out of next week because of what's out next Friday.
Yes, well, exactly. That's
I was
also
like,
part of
what
the
is
reason why when we knew there was a code coming, I was like, I don't know if
You
I
do mean
fancy it.
Pokemon, don't you?
Well, there's another game.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that later. So yeah, it seems very strange. It basically looks like UPS the game.
With babies in a jar.
I kind of like some of the aspects of it. Apparently, the game looks stunning.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard that.
Apparently, there's some moments of it that are really impressive, and then there's just other moments where you're just like, ugh.
I listened to Kind of Funny's review of it, their
Okay.
podcast review, which I'm not going to go into because I don't want to spoil it for you, Gary, just because you've been quite blackout on it, haven't you?
Yeah.
And on the Kind of Funny panel, there was 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 people that played it. One had played it for 5 hours, decided didn't like it, stopped. Everybody else had played it for 30 hours plus,
Mm-hmm.
and a few of them loved it. A couple of them hated it.
Oh wow.
Well, one of them hated it, and one of them felt that he was getting into it.
Yeah.
The general consensus.
After 30 hours?
Well, the general consensus is the first 10 hours is hard work, and it's after that point that
Right.
it starts to all come together and start to work.
It's a bit.
And that's what they're saying is that initial. There's no
It's
many people
not-
that will
it's not
stick with
great,
that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that. I suppose for people like Kind of Funny, and of course we're talking about, we're sort of in the lucky position where we quite often do get codes for games now.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit easier to stick with. Well, maybe it's not that easy to stick with a game, actually. I think it might be harder to stick with a game when you haven't paid for it. But if you've paid 50 quid, I think you're more likely to stick with it a
I
bit
don't know.
longer.
But I'm with you though in your original thought that if someone's given us a code,
Aye,
we've got an
we'll-
obligation.
well,
to
we've got
stick
a bit
with
more
it,
of an
you know what I mean?
obligation,
So,
But do you not think if you paid 50 quid on a game, you would feel that I've got it like this?
yeah. I'm at a stage of life now where everything I get, I want to finish.
Yeah.
Whereas in my younger days, I would have played it for a few hours and went, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I kind of want to finish a game if I start it.
So it'll be really interesting. We'll have a much more in-depth conversation on it for our next episode. Paolo will have played it by then. Gary will have played a good chunk of it by then.
Yeah.
What's your favourite point of Death Stranding, Colin? That you keep bringing up. What's your favourite?
Oh, is this the fact
mechanic?
that you take a dump and you turn them into grenades, and they're called like the XG number 2 grenades? I mean, game of the year. Game of the year. Yeah, so there's that.
What I'm hearing is the performances in it are brilliant.
Yes, well,
'Cause
I've seen some of the video sequences.
It's big names.
They've got,
isn't
what's
it?
his
yeah.
name in it? Guillermo del Toro's in it.
Yeah,
And
Mads Mikkelsen.
it's somebody like not David Letterman, it's not Conan O'Brien, it's,
No, it's the other guys.
it's
Aye.
one of the other guys, it's some TV chat show guy.
Something. No, can't mind.
Yeah, he's in it as well. It's really bizarre.
And Troy Baker apparently is very good in it as well.
Troy Baker's really good in everything.
Yeah. But then, it's because it's Kojima, it's going to have heavy video sequences. So
Oh yeah, 3-hour cutscenes. Yeah, skip it dinner.
So apparently it's very good. It's very well performed. Maybe not the best writing, but very well performed.
I see. Oh well. Well, listeners, let us know what you think. You're looking forward to it, and tell us what you think. One brief thing that I had to put up, which did make me have a little chuckle. British Fortnite gamer FaZe Jarvis, 17-year-old, has been given a life ban for cheating on Fortnite.
Oh. See, before you go into this,
Yes.
we've not even spoke because it's happened all since Save Point and all that. We've not even spoke about them turning off Fortnite.
Oh, yeah,
for the
That's
day.
right.
The
There was a
black
black
hole.
hole. That was quite cool.
That was
Actually,
brilliant. That was a
was
great
pretty
idea.
cool. And then it all sort of like came back, and it was season 2 of Black. Of
Yeah.
Chapter 2.
Chapter
Yeah.
2.
Chapter 2.
Because it thinks it's a book.
I just loved all the memes that were going about when they thought that was it,
It was done.
and they
All the
just
mums
switched it off.
phoning in, they're like, my child is crying because I spent $3,000 in costumes for this game.
Good lord.
Well, someone who's definitely not going to get to play Chapter 2 is
Segue.
FaZe Jarvis. Although I did see apparently on this, I just realised that this Google link I clicked on's a Daily Mail link.
Oh dear. Game's a bogey.
That's it.
Apparently he made another 20 grand for his tearful YouTube apology video. He's got 2 million followers, and he put a video up. Basically, he put a video up where he was playing the game using aimbot software, which helped improve his aim, and he was shooting people. He then uploaded this. I mean, this is like
What?
this is like Lance Armstrong, like live streaming his blood doping or something, right? He then put it up, and then Epic's went, we've told you if you use aimbots, it's an automatic ban, and they've banned them for life.
Quite right.
There's
Them the rules.
absolutely hilarious thumbnails of him greeting in
That's
his,
the one
in
I've
his
seen, yeah.
apology, which is very funny. I have to feel, to be fair, he made an apology, and to be fair, he is sort of, in his video, I did watch it, he is owning up to the fact that that essentially he knew he could get banned, and he still did it, and now he's gutted because he's banned for life.
You greeting about something?
Stop crying.
But,
Idiot.
so
Play
so
with
there's
matches,
that.
you're going to get burned.
Well, that's it. So, and play with aimbots, you're going to get banned.
There
so,
you go.
So there we go. So that's it, kids. And it's mainly kids. If you're playing Fortnite, don't use aimbots, don't cheat, or they will ban your ass.
It's not the only ban as well. Your Hong Kong freedom fighter,
Yes.
Blitz Chung, I believe is his name,
Yes.
was banned by Blizzard.
From
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Oh, was it
yes.
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone. He won Hearthstone, and I think in his...
That says something about free Hong Kong
Yeah,
or
I'm
something.
Was
not-
it in
I'm-
his speech? Or
I'm not
was
sure if it was in his victory speech or at the end of the game or it was an interview or whatever, but yeah, he essentially said,
I mean, that's ludicrous.
free Hong Kong.
That's absolutely ludicrous banning somebody for that.
They do state
Mhm.
any political statement,
Yeah.
and you'll be banned, which is wrong.
Well,
Because
that's my concern more.
the-
I don't necessarily. It's not necessarily the fact that I'm not necessarily thinking that the enforcement of the rules bad in this instance. I just think it's a ridiculous rule.
that is a ridiculous rule. Especially, I believe Blizzard's slogan or one of their mission goals or something is to have everyone has a voice and all this kind of stuff.
But not
Everyone-
you.
I think it's like literally carved in stone on their
And their
office.
offices.
Well done, Blizzard. So yeah, that was that rather unusually. That was your news.
Aye, I wasn't finished.
Oh, cut.
Paul, you are finished.
I'm finished.
Down.
You told me you want to make this snappy. I'm making this snappy.
Hey, right.
Okay, so on to your freebies this month. So, Games with Gold. For the whole month of November, you can get Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter.
I'm
is-
Sherlock
Oh,
Holmes.
here he is.
And
Do
this
you,
is my daughter.
do you remember that from Shooting Stars? Do you remember Shooting Stars, the Vic and Bob quiz show?
I do remember it with Matt Lucas and the drums.
Matt Lucas, that's
And
exactly who
Mark
it was.
Lamar.
Matt Lucas,
George Dawes or something. they
George
called him.
Dawes, yeah.
George Dawes.
He used to do mental things, so like they'd say, "What is the score in the doors?" It's George Dawes or whatever it was, and you do this big drum beat and then go, Mark's got 2,
And Ulrika's got 6.
But at one point, he was like on, he was on a rig, a flying rig, and
Right.
he's wearing like the deer stalker and all that, and the tweed jacket, and he's just flying about going, "I'm Sherlock Holmes," and they're like, "No, that's not what Sherlock Holmes did." But anytime I hear Sherlock Holmes, that's what I think of.
Since you must have really liked that episode because that's like
I'm
that's
Sherlock
a throwback.
They
Very good game. I played it.
He
Oh, it's
derailed you for that.
an interesting game. If you like finding clues and solving mysteries, and it's kind of got a wee bit of the LA Noir true or false thing to
Oh.
it. So they're
And
quite
did they
good.
all look at you with weird eyes?
Is
Yeah.
this the sequel? There was 2 of them,
Yeah,
wasn't there? This
uh-huh.
is the sequel.
Crime and Punishment was the first one,
that's right.
which I have up there, and Devil's Daughter I have on my hard drive.
I think it looked
Oh.
quite cool.
Because I buy lots of games that I don't play.
Don't we all now? Don't we all?
Until the 15th of November, you can grab Friday the 13th, the game,
The
Survival
broken
Horror,
game.
which no one plays anymore, and Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, which is on Xbox One and 360. And then from the 16th of November to the 15th of December, you can get the Final Station, a side-scroll shooter on Xbox One, and Joyride Turbo, a racing game on Xbox One and 360.
Boom.
PlayStation Plus this month, you have 2 pretty good games.
These are awesome. These
Very good
are
games.
awesome.
So you can get Neo, action RPG PS4, which is like Sekiro before Sekiro came out.
Yeah, I think it's slightly more arcadey. It's slightly less Soulsy.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
played it. No,
Slight-
it's still pretty soulsy.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, what I just mean, I think it's slightly more arcadey, but yeah, it is essentially that. It's basically, I think Sekiro came and like put a slightly more Souls element. I might be wrong.
I've played Neo and I've seen you play Souls, and they look practically the same in my opinion.
Ah.
I'm quite excited. I've been desperate
But
to play Neo
Neo
for
is
so
good.
long.
It's
They're
really
making
good
the
fun.
second one, aren't they?
Yeah,
the beta's coming
beta's
out.
out.
Beta,
It's out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's out till the 10th.
Oh, okay.
I'm well looking forward to playing it.
And then Outlast 2, that's just for you, Paul.
Nope.
Scary, scary horror run.
Nope. Nope.
The first one is
Oh,
terrifying.
do you know we did quite well in the horror one, on the horror save point, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
we? Were you were there for that, weren't you?
Yeah, because you got
Aye.
further than I got playing it myself, and I was like, now I know how to do it. That bit, thank you.
Well, we got quite far because I've
You'd done it all,
completed
hadn't
it,
you?
so I
Aye.
kind of knew where to go, which helped us move a bit. But I'm looking forward to trying Outlast 2.
And there's now rumours that Outlast 3 could be coming.
Well, I think that's probably quite possible. Yeah.
Outlast 2 is going to be scarier than Outlast, though, isn't it?
I kind of get mixed reviews.
Oh.
There's less, from what I heard, there's less hiding in Outlast 2, and it's just more running.
Okay.
That'll suit you.
I don't
And,
I
know.
won't really. Actually, Paul hides. That's what
Yeah,
Paul
this
does.
is true. And that's all your freebies. Woo!
Freebies. Right, Colin, you said you went home today and played hundreds of games.
I did play Hunters again.
See if this list does not go into the hunters, then I will be disappointed.
It's not going to go into Hunters. Yeah, so what I've been playing recently, I've obviously been playing quite a lot of Red Dead Online.
Oh, yes.
Doing a lot of the roles stuff. I've been doing my daily challenges. I think I'm on like a 45-day streak.
Oh, I think I'm at 38 now.
I've got 60. I've spent quite a lot, but I've got like 68 gold bars now. After spending fortunes on various things, upgrading my camp and various things like that. Been enjoying that. Been doing the daily challenges. Did the legendary bounty, the most recent one, which is pretty good. So I've been enjoying that. Some days are better than others. It's still better with people than it is
Yeah.
on its own, I think. Unless you're going about and like hunting and collecting, that's quite good on your
Well,
own.
do
But
you
the
know-
bounty stuff's better with friends, I think.
What I think is better about Red Dead Online now is that it used to be you'd play the game and you'd have a wee runabout. You know, you and I would run about,
Mhm.
chuck people off bridges and things like
Yeah.
that because we're baddies. And then it would get to the point where you go, right, what do we do now? And there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
Whereas now I would say I've got too much to I've not got enough time to do what I want to do in Red Dead.
Yeah, there's
now.
loads of things to do. Yeah, there's lots more sort of like random encounters that have come in now. I don't know if you noticed this. See in
Yeah.
the swamp, like I come across people being attacked by crocodiles.
Right, okay.
I got killed by a crocodile for the first time in the game. They move so fast. Like, see,
when
in the
they're on
actual
land.
game, they don't move that much at all. Like, generally, when you're hunting them, you just shoot them. But these ones that are attacking people are super aggressive.
Mm.
And there's, like, generally 4 of them around the person. You kill the 4 of them. And then while you're trying to rescue the person, another one appears out of nowhere
Oh,
and either
clever
snaffles
girl.
them or snaffles you.
Oh,
And generally does both. And they're
Snaffles.
Snaffle.
enormous. It scares the bejesus
It's
out
like
of
a super gator.
Oh, they're huge, absolutely huge, and they kill you instantly. But little things like that, the
wagon. Remember the wagon that happened the other night?
wagon.
There was a stranger kind of going, help, help.
Yeah.
And you had to jump in the wagon to try to stop it going off the cliff.
That's right, and we
Which I
didn't,
did not do.
succeed. No,
I went off the cliff with the wagon.
and then I could have caught up on him because he found him off the hill, off the cliff with his wagon, and like splintered around him. It's like, how did that go? Not well. And then I kind of went back round and got told off by the woman who said, you couldn't do anything right, could you? Try and rescue us. I was like, sorry.
I'm okay.
So yeah, been enjoying that. Having a lot of fun. I've been playing Call of Duty, Modern
Call of
Warfare,
Duty.
the new one.
Oh my.
I've not played.
Colin playing Call of Duty.
know.
Can we just...
Is this like a miracle?
Well, this is Colin who poo-pooed Call of Duty.
Call of Duty?
It was very
every
much
chart.
Call of Duty.
He'd be like, oh, yeah. And it became a thing that it's Colin's favourite game.
Well, my issue with Call of Duty really was that it just ran out of ideas. The first two ones, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
I thought the campaigns were great. Astonishingly controversial at points, particularly Modern Warfare 2 with the infamous no Russian mission. I really liked the Black Ops games. The Black Ops,
the first one.
the first one.
Yeah.
Sorry, the first one I didn't like. I didn't even play the second one. Second, they started getting like jetpacks and robots and mechs and all that. I wasn't interested.
What was it? Advanced Warfare or something?
Yeah,
called
Infinite
it?
Warfare, Advanced. There was all sorts of them.
Yeah.
So I just fell away with the whole thing for absolutely ages. I played some of Ghosts. That was one with the dog. It was rubbish. And then was that the one that had the space stuff as well? Where it had like one good mission where you're in space, but it was also ridiculous. And I just sort of lost interest in them. This is a bit of a kind of reboot.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more going back to the sort of modern day stuff. It's keeping it more interesting. It's about sort of domestic terrorism. It's suitably controversial at points. There's a terrorist attack that takes place in London. There's sort of stuff happening in this fictional south, sort of like Middle Eastern region called Urzikstan, where there are atrocities being happening. You're seeing dead kids, dead women, dead children, dead people just everywhere. It's pretty brutal at points. I'm not sure if it's always earned the right to be quite as.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quite as clever as it thinks it is at points. The animation, the video sequences are astonishing.
Yeah.
A bit like you said with Death Stranding, some of the writing's probably not as quite as good, but I mean it looks like a film.
Right,
I mean
okay,
there's bits that walking about you think you're watching like Zero Dark 30 or something like that. I mean it's that sort of. Although the recent update seems to have really messed with some of the textures. There's lots of pop-in happening, and that wasn't happening when I was playing the game at launch, so it's really odd.
This is on Pro, isn't it?
This is on PS Pro. The gunplay stuff's excellent. There's some really interesting stuff. You pilot drones at points. You know, there's a really cool mission where you're watching on a sort of security camera and you're having to guide somebody through. It's kind of stealth and all that sort of stuff. So there's some really interesting changes to it that make it a bit different from a Call of Duty. I mean, there's still a big sniper mission. There's still you know, the kind of infrared helicopter stuff and all that. There's still always the sort of thing. There is all that. Captain Price is back. He's absolutely brilliant. He's just so cool. Yeah, with the big mutton chops. There's a wonderful mission in London where you have to go through a sort of house. A townhouse, a London townhouse that a terrorist cell are set up in, and it's proper night vision stuff going up and down the stairs and doors creaking open and bullets coming through walls and stuff, and it is proper heart pounding stuff. Campaign actually feels longer than I thought it was going to be as well. I think it can be on there. I'm playing on hardened, and it is hard.
Right.
I'm dying a lot, but it's lasted me longer than I thought I'd be finishing it. In fact, I part of my thing about playing hundreds of games today was I came home thinking I'll put an hour or two into Call of Duty and I'll finish it. I haven't finished it. So I think I'm more or less, I think I'm maybe 2 missions from the end now. But Yeah, it's good. I'm not convinced I'm going to play an awful lot in the multiplayer, unfortunately.
Oh.
I might trade it in, because generally I enjoy playing these games with people, and unless I've got pals that are playing it, I probably won't do a lot. My other problem is that Battlefield have launched their Pacific stuff now, which looks so good.
Yeah, just
And realistically, if there's two hands with Call of Duty on one and Battlefield on the other, I mean, by all means, for the main campaign, you're going to want Call of Duty, but for the multiplayer, you want Battlefield.
Yeah.
You want the vehicles. You want the big open world.
You're still quite happy with a game that's, is it 2 years old? A year old?
Call of Duty is a year old. It came out last year.
No, Battlefield.
Battlefield, a year old. Sorry.
So that you still think that's sharper than the?
I just think multiplayer. Battlefield is multiplayer.
I like it.
Interesting.
Because Battlefield are given all the free DLC and all the Iwo Jima stuff and all that is brand new.
Okay,
it looks astonishing. I don't know if you saw the launch trailer for it.
I've not seen the launch trailer.
It looks amazing.
Mm.
But yeah, Call of Duty is very good. I'm going to play a bit of the multiplayer. We know that friend of the podcast, Katie Townsend, does a voice of, I think it's Charlie. I saw her announce it a while back. Charlie, who's an SAS operative, and I think it's in the special ops or in the multiplayer section of the game.
Oh, so she's not in the campaign?
She's not in the campaign. As far as I'm aware, it's the cool. multiplayer. So I will, of course, give it a go and have a shot at that. Yeah, but so I'm looking forward to seeing it. She's been in loads of games now.
Yeah.
A bit blasé now about it. I'm like,
I was in Call of Duty.
But yeah, another brilliant one. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
You've answered one of my questions. I want to ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played the controversial level of the Highway to Hell?
I just played that today. Yeah. What was so controversial about it?
It's controversial because it's based very closely on a real life event.
Mm-hmm.
I think down to the fact it was called Highway to Hell, I think, and all that. But the tables were flipped. It was the Americans that were not letting people cross this road.
I heard about this. It's like a war crime story.
Yeah, totally. And they flipped it so that the Americans are the heroes and things, and they're claiming that they're trying to rewrite history almost with this.
I see. So I'll need to do some of the reading into it because I didn't know a lot of that. It is still quite controversial. It's basically the Russians that are the baddies in this mod.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching it. The stuff that they have, the Russians, because they've got Urzikstan as this like sort of made up, sort of like fictional place, right? But they're still using the Russians.
Yeah.
And the Russians are committing atrocities, like proper atrocities at points. And I'm sitting there going, but this game doesn't sell very well in Russia.
Did you know that Sony pulled it from the PS Store?
In Russia?
Yeah, you can't buy it digitally in Russia.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I think Xbox and PC are still, Xbox and Steam are still selling it.
All right.
Epic, whoever it is.
It'd be interesting to see what those figures are like.
But Sony pulled it from the PS Store in Russia.
Yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. The Russians have been the baddies, inverted commas, in the Call of Duty series for years.
This is the thing, as you're saying. Why go to the length of creating this
fictional
city,
why
country?
Why, because I mean, in all but name, it's basically Syria or it's Iraq or if it's Afghanistan.
That's what it happened. Was Iraq.
It's that sort of feel of the place, and it's you're sort of fighting back with these with a sort of group of sort of freedom fighters or that are trying to fight back, and then you're fighting this group called Al-Qaeda, which is essentially a sort of Al-Qaeda sort of thing. So they've sort of changed all these bits and pieces, yet the team that they really get doing the really bad stuff's the Russians.
The leader of Al-Qaeda is a man called Osama bin Laden.
It's like copying my homework, but change something.
He's actually called the Wolf, and he's actually a character that was in an earlier one. It's good. It's not as controversial as previous games. That mission aside, of course, it's not got a big moment, but it's still got moments where you are a bit, and there are moments where I was playing a sequence today which was extremely violent. There were children involved. They were essentially having to fight against a Russian soldier. It was extremely violent, and I was a bit like, it's a sort of a flashback sequence and stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail. Anyone that's played the episode will know what I'm talking about. But it was making me wince a wee bit, and I was a bit like, oh, I kind of understand narratively why you're doing this, but I also kind of think that what was the pitching meeting when you decided this was the sort of mission to do. That said, it's the best Call of Duty for years. For my money, it's certainly the one I've enjoyed, and that a lot of people are saying it's a real return to form.
Yeah,
there are some wonderful missions.
Yeah,
really astonishing stuff. There's a bit where I was fighting. I'm sort of defending this compound, and we know that guys are coming in. You have to fire a flare in there to sort of give yourself some. And the flare goes up in there. You see the whole kind of like field in front of you light up, and you just see all these guys coming towards you. And it's almost like there was a really in Medal of Honor, World at War years ago, where you were in Japan, you were fighting the Japanese in like Burma or someplace like that, and much like that, there was a flash in the sky or something like that, and you suddenly were surrounded by the Japanese soldiers that all came out of the tunnels.
Right.
It's that sort of moment, and you're literally like, oh my god, and then you're just firing everywhere. You're just trying to. So it's got these really interesting moments. It's good.
That's good to know. Good to know.
So yeah, I've been playing that. Played a little bit of MediEvil, which I think we're going to talk about later on, which is lots of fun. I don't know a lot about it, but I know Garry has. I think that's about it.
I've been playing Red Dead Online as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more to add to it. Other than I think it's a living, breathing world now.
Yep.
Which is good. And I think things are only going to get better.
It's a living, breathing world when all the animals spawn.
Yes.
And when your camp spawns.
Well, the camp's a lot better now than it used to be. Oh my word.
The latest update seems to have fixed both of them a lot better.
Good. The legendary bounties are great.
Yes.
Just giving you a special one. And we were talking the other night about how it's great how they're all different as well. It's not just
they're all very different, actually.
Don't go and get the guy, bring him back. That's it. So last week's one, you went and got him and he gave himself up and wanted to take you and give the thing he'd stole, and you were essentially protecting him for the mission and things like that. So it was...
just quickly, just top of the head, what's your favourite one been?
The legendary ones? Yep. Probably... I mean, the ones that stand out are probably the one with the grizzly man.
Wolfman,
and the one last week, the mayor.
They
I think
good.
the mayor one, that was the most interesting.
Did you do the one about the sort of defector guy or something that was he was a sniper and he was up on the...
did that one, yeah.
That was quite a good one as well.
Oh, and the one 2 weeks ago where the guy drugs you.
I missed that one.
Oh, did you miss that? Oh, so you go down to Lemoyne and
the swamps. I missed it. I'm so gutted.
He's this guy. He's basically. I think he was an aristocrat of some kind, and then he ran away and
just sort of swindler or something.
Kind of hid, and he just kind of went mad. But he drugs you, so you know what it's like when you get drunk and the screen goes a bit weird and all that. So it was like that, and he would come out of smoke and attack you and things.
How did you cope?
It was weird. It was a weird feeling, and what I don't know is I don't know if you could kill him at that point or whether you were just essentially ticking a clock down till you got out of it. But he would just smoke and he would come get you. That was good fun. And then you basically chased him about alligators and all that.
Brilliant.
So that was a good one. I forgot about that.
I didn't play that one.
But last week's one with the mayor
only one I
was
missed.
good. And I've done them all so far. Although I've only done the grizzly, the wolfman. To the highest difficulty.
We did that the full Boona, didn't we? That was hard.
That was something else. But no, it's great. It's great fun, and I think it's only going to get better with different things coming in. Like you can buy. Well, they're eventually going to have properties, and
well, they think they will, but they want to keep you with the camp for a lot longer.
Aye, they want to keep it
it'll
small.
be a while before that'll happen.
Essentially, I think they're essentially aiming for you to be some sort of railroad tycoon type thing.
All right.
Away in the distance, kind of thing.
Which would be quite cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I started Gears of War 4.
Mm-hmm.
Gears 4?
I should say that my brother very kindly donated that Xbox that we used for save point to the Nearly Men.
And then who got it? Who got it? who got it? Did we get like a timeshare on it? Or?
Well, so I snatched up Game Pass. It was only £1.
Oh wow!
Which is great. So it gives you access to the kind of games library, a kind of equivalent of PS Now, but also gives you Xbox Live and all that as well.
How long is it £1 for?
A month, 1 month.
All right.
And then it goes to $10.99, I think.
Which is still month?
Yeah, which is still great for what it is.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
The games that have came out were pretty good. So I thought I've never played Gears of War 4 because we obviously moved on to PlayStation. So I started Gears of War 4, and I've played maybe about 2-3 hours of it or something.
What's it like?
Maybe
it
not
good?
even as much as that. It's okay. It's a little bit different. It is a little bit different, and it's a definite kind of change of story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right. So I'm essentially playing it so I can play Gears of War 5
Mm-hmm.
eventually. I've downloaded After Party, which is a kind of wee indie game
Oh yeah, I know this. Ah yeah.
where you get drunk with the devil, essentially. Well, that's the object, is you have to outdrink the devil, which it's getting really good write-up, so I'll maybe give that a go. I think that might be quite quick as well. I had a wee go at Apex Legends on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
It's still awful. I'm still awful at it.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it's hellish.
We're just not very good at them, are we?
No, I know. It's as people say, if you start these games, you just need to ride it out for about 3 or 4 months of getting constantly killed, because you can't learn it before you go in.
No.
You essentially go into where all the good players are, and you just get killed.
And you just get your absolute cannon fodder.
Yeah, and then on the Game Pass as well has been Outer Worlds,
Yeah.
which I jumped into and played a wee bit of, and you've been playing this as well, Garry. haven't you?
Yeah.
So I would say I've maybe played about an hour and a half, 2 hours of it max.
That's
I
not
played about
much.
15 hours.
Ooh.
I sat actually the first day I got it, the second day I got it, I sat for 8 hours and didn't take a break. I was just like, and here we go, space.
And this is a sort of futuristic RPG from Obsidian, who made Fallout New Vegas.
And the original
And
Fallout.
the original Fallout
yeah.
years and years ago, yeah.
It's definitely got a Fallout feel to it, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like
it's basically-
Fallout but brighter.
It's a
Yeah.
spiritual successor, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like it's Fallout before Bethesda.
Yeah.
It's lovely looking. I love the colours. The colours really pop out
Yeah.
of you, and it's the world is designed very well. As we were saying just before going on the air, I'm maybe not the best reviewer of RPGs because they're just so thick for me. I'm kind of a bit like, even an hour into it, I was a bit like, oh, right, come on, skip, right, come on, just get to the point.
That's why I put subtitles for everything. I'm like, I read faster than you talk, and next bit.
Which is a shame because it's actually quite well acted.
The voice
you know what I
acting's
mean?
pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you know what's nice? The fact that every planet or place I've been to is very different.
Oh,
It's not like Fallout where you're like, oh look, a grey wasteland. Oh look, a grey building. So there's one planet you go to, a mining planet, and so you get sidekicks, you unlock sidekicks eventually, and you take one of them comments, and she's like, oh wow, this is space, and you actually kind of go, oh wow, this is space yourself. I mean, it's beautiful. It's all these purples and pinks and
nice.
glistening mining rocks, and you're just like, ooh, and it feels like you're in space.
I'm quite excited about trying it at some point.
It's enjoyable.
It's the same problem I've got with that I had a Greedfall, is I can't walk
Side
past
quest.
the side quest. Oh,
Nah,
I can't
you're
leave it.
Absolute side quest.
I went to one planet and had 9 quests to do, and I was like, we're not leaving until we do them all.
So I'm tempted to maybe do it as a learning process. I don't know what the right word of just try to play the main quest. Just
right,
try
yeah,
and do it and just try and play the main quest.
Well, the funny thing is, to do the main quest, you have to do side quests.
Aye, but you'll have
So
to do
you get
certain
to
ones. You don't
unlock,
have to do them all.
so one of them you have to get where you need to go. You need to get a star key, I think they call it. So you go to this station and you find the person for the star key. On the way there, you find like 4 other quests, and you're like, shh. And then you get turned. She's like, oh, I need you to go to this planet and maybe do one of these things, and I'll give you it. And you get to the planet, and then they're like, oh, could you do this for us? And you're like, oh my goodness, my sanity is going.
But
But
the list's getting longer.
once you kind of start going through them, they kind of tick themselves off quite easily. And by the time I finished, I'd actually not done any of the quests and still had to buy the star key. I'd like done the quests, but actually gave the rewards to other people and got different rewards. And then she was like, well, you're useless. I was like, I'll just buy it then, thanks.
Well, what I did find out as well is if you're doing a quest, someone says to you, all right, I've got this star key or
Yeah.
whatever, but I'm only going to give you it if you go and do this or do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just kill them, you can take the
Yeah.
item.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you can just jump the quest.
That's
It's
how
got a
we do
really
it.
nice streamlined crafting system. It's not like you need glue and sellotape, and it's literally just get gear, disassemble it,
Right,
use that
right.
disassembled stuff to upgrade other
I haven't
things.
even got that far yet. Oh my gosh.
You can do it from the get go as long as you're at a workbench. I have a perk that I
Oh,
don't need to be at a workbench
Oh.
because my engineering's quite high, I think. So I'm quite stealthy and chatty, so I can talk my way through things
I
and
made
sneak in
myself
things.
chatty. Aye.
But no, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. And the storyline's quirky, and so like because you'd played it before me, and you said it's like a very funny. The sense of humour's quite nice in it, and I was like, is it going to be up my street? And then I was like, like 5 minutes.
It's very kind of anti-capitalism and
Yeah.
kind of, well, the first mission they're talking about you have to pay for your own grave and things like that.
Oh, good.
It's a wee bit sad at times as well.
Yeah.
So you get some of the stories, you're like, oh, and then shoot them anyway.
But at its heart, Fallout's got a good feel of that as well. So you can see why it's not just the art style, which also has as you said, it's definitely looks brighter, but you can tell it's still got that sort of like the sort of 50s America's vision of the future. So it's got a sort of Jetsons sort of look to it or something, I quite fancy giving it a go at some point.
No, it's good fun. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. And the side kicks are fun to unlock. So there's 6.
Okay.
I have 5, and you can take them 2 at a time in a mission, which is nice because in Fallout it's always just one. And they don't really comment; they're just there. But in this one, they've got dialogue, they interact with each other, they comment and things. Other characters will talk to them, and I'm like, I remember you, and you're like,
that's
no,
cool.
don't look at them.
Yeah.
So it feels really alive as a world, which I think Fallout 3 and 4 were missing a bit. New Vegas was a bit different because you had the loyalty system to different factions, and that's back as well. So the factions, so the impact is felt rather than just you sided with that person, we don't like you now.
Right.
It's all a bit more complex, but it's nice and it's good fun.
Greedfall's got a bit of that about it as well, isn't it?
Yeah. That's good. Problem. I'll definitely continue with it. I think I'll fight on.
Once you get off that planet, it's a bit more like ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
I think that was kind of all my first lists. Yeah. So Gary, you do a bit of talking.
Cool.
You've got a lot of games to talk about.
So played some Outer Worlds. Me and Colin were playing some Dead by Daylight for
Halloween. We did a little
Halloween and get murdered. We survived one game each.
I survived one against, was it Leatherface I escaped from? And then you escaped from
Not Scream.
Michael Myers?
No, he murdered everyone.
He murdered everyone, didn't
he? The Hellbilly or something, maybe?
Oh, the Scarecrow guy.
Yeah, the Scarecrow guy, and then everyone else just killed us to pieces. But it was good fun. It is fear-inducing.
It is good.
I remember it was great.
Yeah.
It was very heart beating.
And even though we were doing the discussion of Friday the 13th had more ways to escape, the generator is still quite fun.
The generator takes so long to
but that's because we're low level. Once you start getting better perks, it's like you unlock more. Because I was watching people online try to get tips, and I was like, my characters are so slow.
Did I see you were Steve Harrington?
Yes, I was Steve
You
Harrington.
were Steve Harrington.
Yeah. Best hair in the business.
His wee face. So we played some of that. I went back to Diablo 3 for a bit with friend of the podcast Ryan Byrne.
Oh, lovely.
Because he, after watching
inspired by us.
After watching the 24-hour Game-a-thon, he was like, "Oh, that looks like my kind of game." And we've been playing a game, Outward. Yes, Outward, which is, I think it might be a wee bit like Kingdom Come.
Okay.
Essentially, you're like a traveller whose boat gets sunk, and you end up back in your hometown, and then they're like, "You owe us money," and you're like, "What?" So you've got to like do a favour or earn the money back, and then it's just like, and go adventure.
All right.
And there's no, it's like really old school. There's no quest markers. The map's there, but there's no like arrow to follow. It's literally just go into the world and die a lot.
That sounds quite a lot like Kingdom Come Delivery.
Yeah. So Ryan and I've been playing it online. You play those two people, so we've been helping each other online. You've got to eat and sleep and not freeze to death. And there's been some really funny moments.
Is this on PC?
PS4. We got it on sale as well. It was in a sale.
I need to find out about this game.
I think out of sale it's like £20. So it's interesting. You feel like a normal adventure now. Like you see, like in The Hobbit, and like we're off for an adventure, or Lord of the Rings. It's a wee bit like that, except you off an adventure and then you die straight away. And when you die, lots of different things can happen. So adventurer from the town might find you and take you back, or you might wake up in a prison cell. Or you might wake up in a demon's company who's saved you, or you might wake up. So look, like it's never just like, and you wake up back in your bed.
You just respawn.
Yeah. So it's quite cool. And to travel to different districts or areas of the world, you need to make rations because it takes 7 days travel. So it's big, and magic's not inherent. You need to go and sacrifice your health for magic and make deals with things and learn the spell words. So it feels like a proper old school dungeon crawler, and you feel like an NPC. Like in Skyrim, you feel like the guy who took an arrow in you. It's just like, I am that guy. You're not the big hero saving the world. You're just this wee guy who's like, I'm on an adventure. So that's been fun. And I got a wee code for the Disney's Aladdin and Lion King remaster, remake, re-release. I don't know.
It's not a remake. Is that a remaster?
Tidied up, and
it's a collection, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a collection, and so they're great. Like,
are they good?
I had Disney's Aladdin in the Sega Mega Drive, and I played that every day for like 3 years.
So it was like the sort of quintessential version of the game, wasn't it? Because on the SNES it had been edited.
The SNES is very different.
On the SNES, yeah, the bad guys, like they didn't throw swords or something like that, and the apples, I can't remember what it was, but it was like it had been censored in a way. So the Mega Drive was the definitive version.
And it's so funny how your muscle memory kicks in, and you just start remembering all the secrets and what to do, and like the sneaky wee tricks. So like now the wee fat guard, if you throw an apple at him, his pants fall down.
That's right.
And you throw another one to kill him, or when he throws a dagger, if you hit it with your sword, it flies up and hits him back. And so no, it's really nice. And the best thing is the save feature, because I died like 18 million times in one level, and it's the same level I got stuck on when I was younger, and the jump lag is still there, and I was like, why won't this jump button work? And I felt like I was 7 years old again, getting raging at the level.
It's like we played various games, like we were talking about with Metal Slug and all that. You said like, well, how on earth were you ever going to do these games back in the day when there wasn't a save function?
Oh my god!
Doom kept every time. How many times in my stream did I forget to save and have to redo missions? The great thing about Aladdin, I remember at the time, was it looked like the film.
It does. All the levels are like, there's only 2 levels. No, 1 level that doesn't really
sort of made up.
Yeah, but it's the desert, so it's on the way to getting the lamp. No, you're looking for the scarabs in the desert. But it's not just the Sega version they've got. So I'm playing the Super version they've called. So they've added extra bits of things in, and there's this Jasmine token, and I still don't know what it does or where to get it. And I'm like, I will find you one day. They've got the Game Boy versions, the Game Boy Color version.
I didn't realise they were all in
the
it.
Japanese version of the Sega release, and it's the same for the Lion King. They've got like different versions of it, so to play through. So I've only been playing the ones I grew up playing.
For my money, the Lion King's the better game.
No, Lion King's a pure. Lion King's like the Dark Souls in 1994.
Well, that might be why I liked it so much.
It is horrendous. It's so difficult, even with the save feature. I'm like, and the king is dead.
I completed that game. I traded it in. I cried the whole way home.
Tragic story.
So I could complete Aladdin when I was little. And Jafar's kicking my ass just now. I get to Jafar and I'm like, how you mean avoid that? What's he doing? Oh my god. Like, I was like 7-year-old me must be like, for shame, Gary. And the Lion King when I was younger, I only ever rarely got to the first adult Simba stage. The Can You Feel the Love of the Night Tonight stage. It's so difficult.
Yeah. The wildebeest level's difficult.
The wildebeest level, and then Hakuna Matata with those logs. Oh, give me nightmares. I'm still dreading
Elephant Graveyard's a good level. I'm desperate to play again, but you're enjoying it, aren't you?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's a total nostalgia trip. It's great. It's just
making you feel 7 years old.
It does, and I think it's really good because 90s Disney games were like the apex of platformers, because there was a Little Mermaid game out as well, which was a bit before, so it was a wee bit janky. But you could play as like Ariel or Triton, and you had to save all the people from Ursula, and so that was fun. And then you had like World of Illusion, Castle of Illusion, and they've all been remastered and remade properly. And then Aladdin and Lion King, and then they were making a Pinocchio game around about 1995, because I had a Sega CD magazine or something, and they had all the illustrations. There was an interview, and I was so looking forward to it. And then it never came to anything. I was
man.
Of course, one of the ones later that was a real cracker was
Hercules.
Action game featuring Hercules. Or
Hercules was amazing.
That was really good.
Great game.
And it was great because it had the sprites, the sort of like 2D animation, but sort of 3D levels to an extent. But that sort of like 2.5D, where it was like...
Excellent.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be good for younger kids just now playing it as well because it's simple. It's 3 buttons.
Right, yeah.
There's jump, there's sword, there's apple throw.
And it's Disney.
And it's
Disney,
so it's
yeah,
easy to pick up and play. It's got a good challenge to it. Frustrating at times, but the save feature will save broken control pads. But no, I'm loving it. I can't wait to finish it and try the Game Boy. I never played the Game Boy version, so playing that's gonna be fun as well.
Yeah.
And
So- Yeah, I was just going to say big thanks to Wanacott, Monica at Wanacott, who gave us that code for
yeah,
that.
thank you so much.
But
for-
Gary's opinion is his own and cannot be bought.
yes, Is that what? I can't be
we're
bought.
not bribed. Just because we got a code, we're not saying it's brilliant.
So Gary's actually been rolling in codes recently. We've been Paul and I have been so busy. We're like, well, we won't take codes. So Gary's got loads of them. Also, we
Yeah.
got lots of codes earlier in the year. So Gary's. So what else are you reviewing, Gary? What else are you working on?
Medieval. Again, going back to my youth.
Yeah. So this is PS1, is that right?
This was a PS1 game, which was then remastered for the PSP.
Oh.
Technically, Gary didn't get the code for this. I got the code for this. Because after I said that, I went, oh no, wait, I got this.
And now it's been remastered, and again, it is beautiful. It's so much fun. It's just like going back in time between I was like
It's hilarious.
12. It's great. So Daniel
Genuinely very
Fortescue, the hero of the battle, who actually died in the first wave,
Ah.
with an arrow to the eye.
He dies
Oh.
immediately. Like he's still thinking about him being a hero, and then you see him running about. He gets an arrow in his eye, and he dies before anybody else does.
But the legend is that he saved the day, and then 100 years later, 1,000 years
Yeah,
later,
100.
the wizard comes back to power, and he rises from the grave, and all the heroes are like, "Don't mess it up this time."
Oh.
But no, and it's like again playing it and going, "Oh, that's where that thing is," and "Oh, that's how you unlock that thing," and it feels the exact same, but just looks beautiful.
So I never played them at all, but I kind of, when I knew that we had a code for it, I was kind of like, I quite fancied this. One of my absolute surprise packages of the last couple of years was Ratchet and Clank.
Oh,
Yeah.
I-
yeah.
mhm.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I became obsessed. I think I'm like 2 trophies away from the platinum on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Of which there are hundreds of trophies.
yeah.
Mm.
I just was blown away by it, and Crash Bandicoot remastered or whatever it's Insane Trilogy. I in theory really like, but my wife will testify to this. I'm god awful at it. I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. But in theory, I like it. Didn't really get Spyro. Never played Medieval, but I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
It looks fun. Played a little bit of it already, and I'm like. And they're like, oh, there's one of these grill things in every level. And I went, oh, is there now?
Yeah.
I'll have to find all of those.
Oh no.
And the Grail thing is really cool, so that's how you get better weapons
Yeah.
and unlock the Hall of Heroes to be the ultimate hero sort of thing. So like it is, if you don't fill your chalice, you're like, where's that enemy? Where's the last enemy?
So
Um,
it's so Tim Burton-y as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
isn't it? The
Oh,
music,
okay, yeah.
the music's very sort of Danny Elfman
Yeah.
stuff.
And then so the first big, not the first big boss battle, the big boss battle that stands out to me is the stained glass.
I've
demon.
not got anywhere near that yet.
And then now when you think of things when you're younger, they look really cool. But then you see a picture and you go, it looked like that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like
This
worms.
looks like what 12-year-old me thought.
Oh,
this
you
looked.
remember,
I
yeah.
was like, "Huh?" And it's it's a really really well done, really pretty, controls well. Oh, it's just good fun. And it's challenging as well. It's got a good bit of challenge. I've actually reached the bit that I get stuck at when I was 12, because it's got branching pathways.
Okay.
And I know which ways they go, and I sucked at both levels, so now I'm like, oh no, trauma. So we'll see how I get on.
I'm looking forward to
Is it a complete remaster? You know, is it bells and whistles, widescreen?
Yeah,
all
yeah.
jazz?
Yeah.
It's all like it's modern graphics.
Okay.
It's like Crash Bandicoot the Insane Trilogy.
Right, okay.
I don't think it's quite as shiny as Crash Bandicoot or say Ratchet and Clank, which
Right.
literally looked like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
of
not
course it
quite as shiny as that. It's still got a bit of the sort of janky sort of look to it.
Kind of suits it though. It's got
Which
part of
suits,
its
Right,
yeah,
charm.
it really
yeah.
does suit it. It's a bit more cartoony looking. But yeah, I mean, from what I've played of it so far, it's fun.
Cool.
And speaking of cartoony, the last thing I played was Luigi's Mansion 3, which if you have a Switch, get it because it's amazing.
Oh.
It's apparently wonderful. I've played
It's
none of it, but everybody I know is raving about it.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. It's so you can pick up and play. The story's really cute. It's really daft but fun. Again, got a nice bit of challenge to it.
Uh-huh.
And a wee bit creepy. You're like, oh no, that room's dark.
Nobody, I mean, it is still astonishing how nobody can really do it like Nintendo.
When they do it, they do it
when
well.
they
The
do it,
polish
yeah.
is brilliant, isn't it? It's
But
Game of
yeah,
the year.
Luigi's Mansion 3? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, just for Luigi himself. and then Luigi goes, Mario. I'm like, oh no, Luigi, you're going to die.
I played a little bit more of Jedi Knight
As did
today
I.
as well.
Man, is it hard?
It's hard and it's janky as hell.
Isn't it?
As hard as you remember? Or harder?
It's harder than I
It's
remember.
harder than remember because it's so twitchy. I had to turn off the target
Oh, you were talking about this?
notification thing or whatever it's
The
called
auto-aim or something?
because there's an auto aim that you aim your gun towards them and then it moves them, and it was just bouncing about. I couldn't hit anything. Debs watched me play a bit of him and went, "This looks rubbish. You shot him there and you missed him," and I went, "I know."
Where are you now?
I'm still in that first level.
Oh, yeah. I've got my lightsaber now.
I think once I get a lightsaber, it will be better. Because I
It's
I
more than
reckon
a-
I'm going
aye.
to do a lot less shooting and I'll just start using the lightsaber
Aye.
and force stuff.
Definite muscle memory of kind of that. I remember how this works a bit. It came in.
I'm
with
liking the
lightsaber.
nostalgia of it. I like the level design and all that sort of stuff.
It's
I think the stormtroopers look great.
the stormtroopers are great.
The shooting
It's
is
very Star Warsy.
weird.
It's as I said last time. I wish it was a proper remaster and it wasn't just
yeah.
a port essentially,
Yeah.
because it is janky and it's the load times are unbelievable.
I know, and you're
It
like,
drives me
honestly,
mad.
how on earth is it having to load this? This is the. I don't know whether it's just doing that out of nostalgia. 'Cause you're
And
like,
that's what it
come
feels
on,
like.
The PS Pro can load this in
Voom.
seconds.
Do you know what I mean? And then you die. You're at it, but you've saved
I was
it.
watching you stream and you
Oh,
kept dying. And I was like,
die.
And you've got
what's
to
going
load it
on?
again.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Still die. I die way more now.
Yeah. Next week though.
Oh,
Next
we'll
week
come
we
to
get
that.
to play something that we are looking forward to.
We'll come to that. Let's have a wee. Is that what you've all been playing?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, tasty. We've not beaten our target by the way.
No,
just so
I knew
you know,
that.
but I thought
Wasn't
we
gonna
kind of
happen.
derailed with Call of Duty. And
I
it was
know
quite interesting.
that was my fault.
It was quite good though, so I thought, no, stuff it. The listeners have been playing lots and lots. Who have we got here? We've got Jason Park. He's saying this month's PS Plus games are great.
Amen to that.
4 exclamation marks. Outlast 2 and Neo. I have Neo already, but I've been holding out on Outlast 2 because I knew it'd end up here, and it raises the idea of an Outlast 3, as Garry Hogg-Simmons said. Jamie Simpson's been playing Luigi Mansion 3. Best game on the Switch, probably. Look forward to Death Stranding. Need to find the time to finish Control, though. Right. We need to talk about this. We said it last episode. I want to put Garry Hogg-Simmons and Jamie Simpson in the same room just to make sure.
I mean, they're not the same. You sure that Gary's not catfishing us all?
I did actually message you guys being like, is he me? Am I leading a double life? I don't know what's happening.
It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Jay Rainey has been in touch and he says that he finally got his Persona 5 Platinum.
Beautiful.
Special. He says only a meager 500 hours of playtime. 500
I'm trying to get
hours.
that platinum when he said that. I was like, oh, what?
500
I don't got
hours.
that kind of time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So he says he's now going to go and play Diablo 2 for the next year until Diablo 4 arrives and I can sacrifice all my free time to the Lord of Terror.
Jay has literally been playing Diablo 2 constantly for about 15 years now.
Oh, is
He's
it-
always plays it.
Is it Diablo 2 that I think we spoke about it? His character was like level whatever it was.
Oh,
and nearly
probably,
died.
aye,
He's
aye.
nearly killed him.
Oh no, that was Diablo 3
Was
on
that
a
the other
hardcore
3,
run.
right?
But he platinumed Diablo 3 as well.
Oh gosh.
Mad for it. Mad for it.
A platinum Persona 5 must take a lot.
That's
Aye.
astonishing.
Yeah.
500 hours, my gosh.
He did actually tell me today that he was playing, what was it? Championship Manager 96-97 or something
Oh,
like
yeah?
that, and he
That's a
was
good
he was absolutely beeling because Derek McInnes refused to sign for him for Dumbarton. He was absolutely beeling.
Dave Black's also been in touch here. Dave Black's got a really good comment here. He says, after being fairly disappointed with some recent releases, he's gone back through the PS4 and found some older games that he used to love, which have been re-released or remastered, like Hitman Absolution.
Yep.
The very original Doom.
Yes,
You love it.
have some of that.
I've not got my button. Aladdin Lion King.
Yeah.
Again, yeah. He's also been trying out Tropico 6
That's fun.
and Jurassic World Evolution.
Which is awesome.
You played
I
that,
bought it
didn't you?
twice. Bought it on PS4 and the PC because I'm just that kind of
What
guy.
is wrong with you, man?
I don't know. I've had a problem. Take my bank card off me.
He says, which is way fun, way better fun than he expected. Jurassic World Evolution, I think he's talking about there. What else? What else he says? He's finishing Life is Strange 2, I guess, and really just waiting for Death Stranding, to be honest, which is a kind of a general consensus, I think,
Yeah.
about a lot of gamers at the moment.
Everyone's kind of just like
Just waiting for that.
waiting for it.
Well, either way, it does feel like an event, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a huge game. It is a huge game. Can't
Yeah.
deny it. So yeah, so thanks for getting in touch, guys. Please do drop us a line. We love hearing what you're playing, or just telling us anything about gaming that you find interesting. Here's how you can do it.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
But that's all games that have been out.
Yeah.
What games are coming, my man?
The games that are coming are, and I'm going to rattle through these. We, of course, have already touched on it. Death Stranding is coming out to the PS4 on tomorrow. Well, probably today as you are listening to it.
Definitely. I'm not doing this tonight.
No. That's the 8th. Also out on the 8th is Jumanji.
Have I
I think that's a catch. I think that's a typo.
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Who put that on the other queue? Don't you know?
Damn
I
it,
read everything.
anything he will read. Jumanji, the video game. Is this based on the Rock and all
I
that?
believe so, yeah.
He plays Karen Gillan.
I don't know, you probably could. I don't know if you can play all four
I have
or
to
whether
say
you...
that I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it was very
Oh,
funny.
the films are great.
I
the
didn't see
films.
it.
It's very funny.
Missing out. It's
very good.
fantastic.
The Jack Black stuff. The Chris. What's his name? Wee guy.
Kevin
Kevin Hart is hilarious. I nearly called him Chris Rock.
Oh.
But he's the new Chris Rock, the better Chris Rock,
right.
the shorter Chris Rock. Anyway, back to Jumanji. Paul's dying inside. Then we've got Need for Speed Heat.
Kyle's still making those games.
Yeah, I think there's more coming as well. I think that's...
Here, what I want to know is what the hell is the Legend of Bumble? Is that another typo?
I don't think so.
Bumble.
I think it was Bumble.
A puzzle RPG for the PC. That's out in the 12th. And then we've got Pokemon Sword and Shield coming out to the Switch on the 15th.
Now I'm gutted I couldn't get a code for this because I kind of want it, but I don't want to buy it. Do you know that way that you're kind of? I'm frightened of getting it.
Why?
I don't know.
Join the Pokemon side, Paul.
I've got a real fear that I'll buy it and I'll go.
You get 34 hours in and then abandon it, and then 3 just pick up and go, "Hello, Pokemon, missed you so much."
And they're all dead.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You forgot to feed them. Like a Tamagotchi. Right, the big one we're all excited about is
Oh
Star
my
Wars
gosh.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh my gosh!
It looks incredible.
I've not heard anybody say a bad thing about this.
I've also been blackout in this. I've known nothing about this.
let's be
Alright,
honest.
we'll be cautious
It
then.
is Star Wars. People will say a bad thing about it soon.
But you know, all the critics are saying this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Fair enough, it does this, and we wish it didn't do that, but it's brilliant.
It looks magic. It looks absolutely magic. It looks like a sort of Star Wars mix of a kind of little bit of a sort of Dark Soulsy
He said it.
Neo sort of thing, but also with a sort of Uncharted sort of element to it as well. Story driven. It takes place not long after Revenge of the Sith, basically.
Yeah, kind of in there, yeah.
Sort of like between that and Solo, essentially. It's that sort of time.
Yeah. Well, maybe a bit later. I don't know.
Maybe a
I'm
bit
not
later.
sure. Is
I
that
thought it
sure?
was 6 hours. No, actually.
6 hours after.
Six,
Or the
no, I, thought it was
66.
six, I thought it was 6 years
6
after.
hours later.
But maybe I'm getting mixed up with the Mandalorian because I think it's 6.
Oh, Mandalorian's after Return of the Jedi.
I think it's 6 years after Return of the Jedi.
Ah.
So I think that's maybe. Anyway, it takes place somewhere.
It's in between 3 and 4.
It looks
Put it
good.
like that.
It looks really
cool.
good.
You're trying to black out this, and we're going, does this and does
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Sorry,
things
Gary.
like that, I don't mind, but like, I
So
don't know
we're-
what the main guy is, or
Right.
who he is.
So
or
it's
what he
out
does.
next year.
Can I just
next
ask-
year? Next week?
Do you know who plays him?
Nope.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm really intrigued when you find out who plays them.
I don't think I know who plays them. You can tell me that.
Okay,
Tell
I'm
me
not
that.
going to say anything because it'll give it away.
Okay, Tokyo Ghoul. RE
I
call.
wasn't finished about Star Wars.
You're finished. We're doing the games. We'll talk about Star Wars next week.
I want to talk about it now.
Tokyo Ghoul. RE call to exist. That sounds terrible.
No, that's not a typo because I had to retype it 3 times.
That's coming out on the 15th. That's for PS4 and PC. Football Manager 2020. See whether Derek McInnes will sign for Dumbarton then. That's out on PC 19th of 11. Now this is an event.
I cannot wait.
Shenmue 3.
I've been waiting, what? 18 years for this?
18
Something
years.
stupid like that.
This game went absolutely. This was the one that broke Kickstarter, essentially, wasn't it? Like Kickstarter went.
Yeah.
6 million it got from Kickstarter, I believe.
Now I hadn't even realised that this was happening until we got some sort of word through the grapevine that review copies were going out to folk. Now we're not going to be reviewing it, as far as I'm aware, or I'm not sure. We might. Well, I certainly won't be reviewing it. I'll tell you that much. I know nothing about it. You might be
I think
if you work your way through that pile.
Amazing.
I think if we get a code for it, the
They would
blood
get
if we
ice
don't give it to Garry Hogg-Simmons.
But yeah, I had no idea like it was coming that it was so soon after. I just assumed it was always going to be
in the future.
So
your boy, whoever does it, I can't remember his name, is saying this. Shenmue 3 takes you to about 40% of the story.
Yeah, originally it was going to be 4 games.
And there was
And
9.
each disc
something,
was
wasn't it?
each game was 4 discs each in the Dreamcast.
wow.
Oh my word.
And yeah, so the fact it's like coming, everyone's like, it went so long.
I saw somebody say, and basically this was just the headline of a sort of preview of it, and what they said was, it feels like a game that was made in 2002. It says,
As it should, because that's when it was
and
made.
then what it says, and it's wonderful for it, or something like that.
Okay.
So it feels like it should. It feels like the game that it was meant to be.
It's so
in a
good
good
to
way.
hear.
And I don't. That was a similar sort of criticism that was made about The Last Guardian, and it went the other way. But it kind of
Okay,
feels
right,
like
right.
this is a
This
good
is
thing.
the right thing to do.
So that'll be really
It's like
interesting.
it's so mundane. Like you feed cats and all that.
Um,
Like you save a wee cat and feed it, and then you're trying. It's like a mystery game with some kung fu.
So whether or not we get
Okay.
the game sent to us or not, it's pretty much inevitable that Mr. Garry Hogg will be buying it anyway.
Oh, yes.
If he yeah.
I might
One-
buy that over Star Wars.
One way or another. Hold on a minute, you.
18
Hold on,
years.
how do you switch his mic off?
How do you excommunicate him from the element? Yeah, so Shenmue 3, I can't believe I'm saying it, it's coming out on the 19th of November. So that's only a couple of weeks away. Civilization 6 is coming to console on the 22nd of November. That's for Xbox One and PS4. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts is coming out to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. That's coming out on the 22nd as well. Life is Strange 2, Episode 5 is coming out on the 3rd of December.
I know somebody will be getting that.
Yes, although my wife does need to finish the last episode because she's not even finished that.
It's as if she's got other things to do.
You know what I mean? Just unbelievable. So yeah,
Outrageous.
that's all your upcoming games.
Out of that list, what you hot for?
No, it's got to be Legend of Bumble. Oh, no spicking. Legend of Bumble. No spicking.
you need to give somebody some point of reference for that. You need to direct them in the way.
This is a family podcast.
Just if you're 18 or older, Google no spicking.
Garry Hogg on that list.
I don't know. There's so many.
If you had to pick one, of those.
Shenmue 3.
Oh, you have chosen poorly.
Yeah, no, I'm so looking forward to Fallen Order.
I'm so excited. I've not been this excited for a game in a long time. Red Dead, I suppose, is the last time, but that was a year ago. But I mean,
I'm always excited by games, so.
I was watching the Europa League earlier on today, and they were
Jedis. There was Jedis everywhere.
well, they were hitting it pretty hard in the adverts.
Oh, were they?
And there's just this. There's a couple of little clips. There's that big sort of boss guy lighting up his lightsaber, and then there's a couple of bits of the two swords clashing together. What essentially look like Death Troopers. There's various things, and of course, a dirty great ATST, and I'm just sitting there going,
We like
this
it.
all looks amazing.
And they're all in cinematics.
Oh, aye.
Oh no, they are the majority. Well, it looks like cinematics.
I'm super excited because it's canon.
Was
It means something.
the one where you were the dude with the Force stuff
Force Unleashed.
canonized by Disney?
Yes,
Yes,
it will
was-
been, yeah.
Oh,
The
they're quite
only
fun.
things that's canon are the films, Clone Wars, and Rebels,
Cool.
and Mandalorian.
Yeah,
as well,
anything
and
new,
this,
anything out of Disney.
Aye, aye. Oh, I'm so excited.
Looks great.
Yep.
I wonder how canon the loot boxes will be.
Well, they've said no. Do you think they will eventually?
No, I don't think they will.
Do you not think they will?
Well, there's no multiplayer to it. It's,
No
it's a
multiplayer.
standalone thing. What I did see though is apparently the trophy list has come out. I haven't looked at it, but I saw people saying that the platinum looks quite straightforward.
Oh,
So I'm not convinced it's going to necessarily be, multiple playthroughs and that sort of thing. I think
Okay.
you're going to play it once or twice, maybe. I think you might not be with it for a very long time, but I think it will stay with you.
yeah.
I think it's going to be a good time, maybe not a long time, but I'm so excited.
If I get Death Stranding, I'll need to play it like nothing on earth, just to get it done.
Out of the way.
Out the way.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you.
episode 51.
Yeah.
We did loads there, didn't we?
We
Lots of
did.
chat.
Please do get in touch if anything jumped out at you that we said were wrong, or if there was anything that you want to talk about more. If you want to talk personally, then please drop us a line. We'll give you a call back.
Paul's very lonely.
This is how you can do it.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Yeah, so we'll try not leave it as long next time and get back on your ears. I was about to say there, back in your ears.
In your ears.
In a couple of weeks, as scheduled. But for the meantime, I think it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Colin Little.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Garry Hogg-Simmons.
Bye.
Stay safe, guys. Keep playing.
Nice backing.